What up, y'all? It's T-Biz here, and I've been thrifting lately, or at least going to Anna's Toy Depot here in Austin, and I've been picking up some more figures. She has a bunch of Power of the Force figures for sale that are really, really cheap, and I figured I go ahead and just start re-upping my collection again. Since like years ago, I sold all my modern Star Wars stuff, all my Clone Wars stuff, all my like vintage carded new modern stuff. I got rid of so much of that stuff. I have like a few things here and there, but I had nowhere near have the collection I used to have. Had I kept all that stuff and all the vehicles and stuff that I had, I'd probably have a collection probably decent enough as a lot of my good friends and fellow Star Wars fans on in the YouTube communities. But and since I got rid of all that stuff, I was just like, you know what, I kind of told myself a long time ago that, you know what, you'll be able to find this stuff again. You know, it'll be out forever. And of course. And kind of Vampire brought this to my attention like months ago about Power of the Force and stuff. And I was kind of bagging on it. I was kind of like, Power of the Force, And then the more I thought about it, and then I also thought about, because somebody else might have brought it up too, that you can cherry pick a lot of good figures from the Power of the Force waves. That they did have some cool aliens, some cool pilots, some cool characters that had really good sculpts, and they weren't all that bad. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought about it, and then as far as like getting like, you know, like some of the new figures and stuff that are kind of lackluster and just kind of leave you kind of, I don't know, they've kind of shortchanged us big time as far as Hasbro goes now. But these Kenner Power of the Force, get back to where I was going, they're easy to find, they're relatively cheap, and the sculpts are really well, I mean, just really nice. The cards are nice, and like Yak Face here, that's a good iconic figure from the old movies and stuff. You got a cool little like kind of prismatic little foil decal right there. It's pretty cool. Comes with a great weapon. Colors are pretty cool. It's just not one bland figure with like two colors on it or anything like that. It's a multicolored figure. And then it comes with a cool file card, which you don't get anymore. You know, there's just a lot of stuff we don't get anymore. And also, Volcanics Playground pointed out to me that the 00 right there on that number right there on my thumb it's like a first wave figure. And the first card or whatever and stuff like that, which I didn't know. And he pointed out to me that if after the you got the 542923.00, and if anything is 0.1 or 2 after that, or 01 or 02, that's like a I guess a second carding or whatever, a different pressing or whatever of that figure, which I didn't know, and that was a pretty cool fact for him to point out, which I really appreciate. And yeah. Just cool stuff. I mean, these figures are gnarly, and I really want to build my collection back up. And I figure I can't have a collection like some of my buddies on YouTube and stuff at the moment, but I can work on it by just doing Power of the Force, because you get some pretty good sculpts, pretty good figures. They're kind of like Stactions in some ways. They kind of pre-posed, not a whole lot of articulation, but you get better paint jobs, I think, better paint apps, more paint. Cool cards that you kind of save if you want to, and just a good selection of characters. You got the AT-ST driver, you get a Tusken Raider. That Greedo's probably not the best Greedo, but he works. You know, you got the Hoth Rebel Soldier, Han Solo, and Andor Gear. These aren't bad waves. I mean, and if you kind of just get all the new school crap out of your head and just kind of like open your mind a little bit, that these are really, really good figures, and you can get them for relatively cheap. And then Bib Fortuna, they came with good weapons too. Their weapons weren't all gummy and crap like that, you know. And like I said, you get a file card and everything, so it's really, really cool. It's worth it, I believe, in my opinion. And this Emperor's not too far off. It's a better sculpt than the vintage version, but it's not too different. It's not too far off, you know. Not too far off. But yeah. And I got these on a trade with Anna. I went and swapped her some Transformers that I didn't want, some Age of Extinction stuff that I could have cared less about, that I bought on a whim once, and I just, you know, I went and swapped with her. And I got some figures for a good swap for some toys I didn't want, so that was really cool. And if you're in the Austin area, I urge you to go to Anna's and buy some toys from her. Yeah, or you can sell and trade too. She does that, and she's pretty fair. She's a pretty fair lady. And then I got the Rancor Keeper, which is cool. Malakili. But yeah, you got good sculpts with these figures, and you got just better color. Because, like, look, you know, like, I mean, of course the Stormtrooper's not going to have, like, a bunch of tons of different colors and stuff like that. But, you know, and, like, with Kylo Ren, you're not going to get a whole lot of different colors with him either. You're just going to get his silver and black and stuff like that. And then, let me see what else I have. Actually, like, the Poe Dameron, or the pilot, it's a good figure. So the Poe Dameron is actually not a bad figure. This is a better example because it's not bad. Got pretty good sculpt and stuff like that. Yeah, that's not too bad. But I don't know. But I really feel like, I don't know. It's just, I just wish we had Kenner back because Kenner really put out some good stuff. I think some stuff, I guess you can pick and choose through the new stuff and the old stuff. Like as far as Force Awakens figures and as far as Power of the Force goes. But yeah. And then here's two others that I got that I showed off in the thrift video. I got Ponda Baba, which is Walrus Man to everybody, to all us old schoolers. And yeah, it's a good use of color. I mean, just everything, the plastics and stuff like that, and just, I don't know, just really good quality. And these aren't bad. And even when I was talking to Chef Dan the other day, I was like, you know, what do you think about Power of the Force? He's like, yeah, they're much better than what we got now. You know, he agreed. You know, and I think we're all on board for Power of the Force right now. Some of us are. I am, at least, for picking some of these up. They're not bad figures. Really aren't bad. That was another one I picked up the other day that I always wanted, was Dash Rendar from Shadows of the Empire. Another cool figure. And a cool wave too, because this wave had a lot of interesting characters in it and stuff. Had some great vehicles. The swoop bike was really cool. Focus in on that, yeah. Prince Zizor, Chewie, and Bounty Hunter gear. Luke in a wacky Imperial Guard, which I do have that still on the card that I got from Chef Dan. Some good 2-packs with Darth Vader versus Prince Zizor, and IG-88 versus Boba Fett. Some good stuff to go back, and you can find this stuff relatively cheap, and I urge you to. Big time. But not a bad figure, man. Still works, you know, for dioramas and stuff like that. Still fits. But yeah, I guess this is my little love letter to whatchamacallit, Power of the Force figures. Yeah. Anyways, y'all have a good one, and yeah, may the Force be with you. Always. Later.